The big story at the moment, Election Commission set to announce the election dates for 5 states today. In about half an hour from now, we expect a formal press conference of the Election Commission. The preparedness has been done and now the schedule is about to be announced for the states of UP, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa and Manipur. Elections expected to begin at the end of this month and spread over the month of February. Meeting has just been held by the Election Commission with the various chief electoral officers of the states that are going to the polls. Joining me at the moment, Manish, one of our election analysts, along with Javed Ansari here in the studios. Manisha, am I right to say that this election will be seen as some kind of a referendum on the Prime Minister's demonetization plans? Because that is the big narrative that has been, in a sense, in place over the last 2 months. Or will these be seen purely as local state elections?
No, these will be, for Narendra Modi, it will indeed be a referendum. First on his surgical strikes and then on his demonetization. So both of them are universalistic measures. Since the demonetization comes later, is far more significant and universalistic in nature. So it is this and none other that Narendra Modi is taking to the polls. So all other types of local issues, as far as Narendra Modi is concerned, will go into the background. This will be his pitch. However, having said that, his contestants, the SP notably, will be fighting on the issue of local governance, local leadership, the development plank, in a sense having been ceded to the SP. Mayawati, the third important party in contention at this point of time, would therefore be fighting a two-cornered battle, on the one side with the BJP and demonetization, warding off charges of corruption, and on the other side trying to say that she can outdo Akhilesh on development and that Akhilesh may not have done development, and trying to reap the advantage of anti-incumbency. So Mayawati in a two-cornered race, Akhilesh clearly pitching the development card. But for Narendra Modi himself, your question is right. This will be a referendum on demonetization.
Referendum on demonetization. But interestingly, Javed, the BJP wants to play down demonetization, it seems. This seems to be the strategy that make the elections localized, make it about issues about Uttar Pradesh. You saw what the Prime Minister said the other day, कि 14 years of no development in UP, 14 साल का वनवास हुआ है UP को. So they want to focus on vikas. And the opposition, strangely enough, wants to pick up the issue of demonetization this time.
Look, demonetization, whether it becomes an issue or whether it will be considered a referendum or not, will depend on the results. If the BJP wins handsomely, they will say, look, this is a ringing endorsement of the Prime Minister's move to demonetize. However, in case they don't, then they will just try and wish this away. Yesterday, we are told, yesterday or day before, Amit Shah, in an informal briefing with reporters, was saying that, you know, we've sent word out to our party representatives not to focus entirely on demonetization and to take up other issues. So I'm not so sure how confident they are of demonetization playing, especially in the countryside in Uttar Pradesh. Yes, they will focus on the infighting within the Samajwadi Party and talk of governance, but they don't have too much of a track record to go by as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. 14 years ago, they had 3 chief ministers, and people don't even remember that rule. It's not known for any of the good things, if any, that they did in Uttar Pradesh.
In fact, Rajnath Singh was the last chief minister that the BJP had in Uttar Pradesh. That was, of course, in 2002. And under his leadership at the time, they had lost. And remember, since then, we've had Samajwadi Party and the BSP alternating. But has the BJP's time really come? That's one of the questions we'll be raising. But Maushmi Singh is joining me from outside the Election Commission. Maushmi, interestingly, Naresh Agarwal of the Samajwadi Party spoke to our correspondent and said that the Samajwadi Party wants the budget session of Parliament postponed till after the elections are over. Now, that seems extremely unlikely. We are told elections between the first week of February and the first week of March over 7 phases. Is that what you are hearing in Uttar Pradesh?
That's right, Rajdeep. Elections are always exciting. Let me spell out the broad contours. What is expected out of the Election Commission PC? As you said, Uttar Pradesh, in all likelihood, will go into the elections in 7 phases. And the time period you mentioned, yes, that's the time period that the Election Commission is looking at. Also, the other 4 states, Manipur is a problem because the Home Ministry has given a report about the Highway 2 being blocked and the state government unable to actually resolve the situation even after 60 days of deadlock. So Manipur is one area of concern where the Election Commission just might look at breaking it out into 2 phases, but the other states there might be a single phase election. As far as the budget session and the Samajwadi Party's claim is concerned, demand is concerned, the question really is that which section of the Samajwadi Party would actually raise that concern firstly. And we do believe that the opposition parties, including the Congress, have written to the President during the Parliament session talking about the BJP, the NDA government actually planning to plan the budget session early, and they have actually protested against it. So that's one point of contention between the political parties, but the Election Commission would actually be looking at the law and order situation, the examinations around the corner, and also the holidays and festivals to actually fit in the 7 phases of election. UP, the point focus being, Rajdeep.
Okay, we are told that the entire process will be over latest by the middle of March. But Javed Ansari, an interesting point which should come in terms of the code of conduct. 1st of February is the budget. We are told first week of February the polls are likely to begin. How does that square up with the fact that normally during this period you cannot make major announcements? The government will say we are a central government, we can give tax breaks, for example, on the 1st of February.
Announce other stops.
Announce other stops. Does that in any way violate the code of conduct? Will this become an issue for the opposition now?
Look, the opposition has woken up too late to this. The government had this picture in mind and they're working to a strategy. They announced this, they had a cabinet decision, they've taken this decision. There is very little apart from the noise that the opposition can make, but this is not going to change. Yes, I was speaking to Mr. S.Y. Qureshi the other day, the former Chief Election Commissioner, and he gave us a precedent. Exactly 5 years ago, when these very 5 states were going to the polls, the then Finance Minister, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, had very graciously agreed to the CEC's request to prepone the budget. So he, instead of 28th of February, he presented the budget in the 2nd week of February. I don't exactly remember the date he was talking. Perhaps the CEC ought to have woken up to this earlier as well, the Election Commission, and taken this up with the government. At this late stage, I don't see what can be done now.
So clearly, in a sense, the government will believe dono haath mein laddu hai. They can use that budget just before the election, in a sense, to announce a series of SOPs, which perhaps could also work to the advantage of the government. Brajesh Pandey, give me a sense from a government perspective as to is this entire election going to be driven by Mr. Modi? Is he the sole star campaigner across the country? Do the BJP now, have they put all their eggs once again in Mr. Modi's basket? No state chief minister announced as yet for UP, not announced at the moment for Uttarakhand. In Punjab, they have the Akalis, who are the face of the leading party there. In Goa, it is Mr. Parsekar, yes. And in Manipur, we still don't know who's the BJP chief ministerial candidate. So is the focus entirely going to be on Mr. Modi delivering the votes for the BJP rather than any state level chief ministerial candidates?
Oh, absolutely, Rajdeep. I think, the BJP has made it very clear that, that they are not going to announce any chief ministerial candidate, especially in Uttar Pradesh, because if you see the whole composition of BJP in Uttar Pradesh, they have been out of power as far as state assembly is concerned for 14 years. And, there is a dearth of state leadership and leadership which has a pan-Uttar Pradesh presence. You have a Mahant Yogi Nath, a star campaigner, but in a limited one side of the eastern UP. Then you have Smriti Irani, not exactly a mass leader, but yes, a known face within Uttar Pradesh, but limited to a pocket. Then you have Varun Gandhi, who is also limited to a pocket. So the overarching, there's no BJP state leader who has an overarching presence all over the Uttar Pradesh, and the BJP knows it well. And this is the reason why, if you see that, all the Parivartan Raths which have been launched by the BJP, it had 3 to 4 faces, a face of Kesav Prasad Maurya, face of Rajnath Singh, face of Uma Bharti, and of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The BJP believes that the best bet, their still best is Prime Minister Narendra Modi when it comes to galvanizing the masses, and this is the reason why we have seen him addressing 3 to 4 rallies even before Model Code of Conduct has kicked in. And for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh as well as in Punjab, Narendra Modi still remains the best bet they have. Rajdeep?
He remains the best bet. Clearly, he is the one, once again, who will be the focus of this election. Manisha Priyam, there's a sense on the other hand, while we have this excessive focus on Mr. Modi, what about Rahul Gandhi? The Congress at the moment in power in Uttarakhand. The Congress has been in power in the past in Goa just 5 years ago. They've been out of power in Punjab now for 10 years. In UP, of course, for more than 3 decades now. The question is, if Rahul Gandhi can't even deliver one of these 5 states for the Congress this time, what happens then? I mean, we keep focusing on Mr. Modi, but what of the opposition?
No, if the question is on Rahul, then it's a separate answer.
Yes.
If Punjab, as is believed, could come to the Congress kitty, it wouldn't really be because of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. So in a sense, Rahul Gandhi is neither leading any of the states that are going to the polls, nor is he leading the pitch on the anti-demonetization battle. That pitch having been ceded to an erstwhile congresswoman who's now formed her own regional outfit and has fought the Congress in the elections. So Mamta in the lead on the anti-demonetization pitch, Rahul clearly standing there in row number 2 along with other smaller leaders. He's not even the Congress's main voice on demonetization. He's been their chief street protester, no doubt. He's made it clear that he's leading the protests, but he's not even their chief spokesperson. So in a sense, as far as the question on Rahul is concerned, even this round is not something that he's leading either in the states that go to polls or in the pitched voice battle against Narendra Modi. Having said that, I have seen a few rallies that he's addressed in Uttar Pradesh. So in a sense, Sheila Dikshit is not the one who's any longer the face of the Congress in Uttar Pradesh. It will be Rahul who will be the face of the Congress in Uttar Pradesh. And in a sense, he's been taking on Narendra Modi directly in the speeches that he's made. So as far as Rahul is concerned, his performance in Uttar Pradesh will take on the anti-Narendra Modi pitch. And what is to happen in the month will really, in a sense, tell us how mature he has become as a spokesperson of the Congress party against Narendra Modi. Can he be pitched as its sole leader? That's a question that also on the sidelines of the UP battle will indeed be answered, or at least the indicators will be looked for.
The Rahul Gandhi factor, let's be very clear. Election after election, he hasn't been able to deliver since 2014. The only success, if one may call it that, was in Bihar, where he was part of this alliance, broader alliance with Lalu and Nitish Kumar. Since 2014, otherwise, Congress has suffered one setback after the other. What is at stake for the Congress in this election? Are they even organized? Are they even ready for this election? Rahul went on a Kisan Yatra to UP in September, October, and since then, that momentum has not been maintained by the Congress party. What is the Congress party's best bet? Is it, as we earlier said, Amrinder Singh and Punjab? Delivering that state is the only real possibility for the Congress in this election?
Yes, Punjab is their best bet. They'd be hoping to become a part of an Akhilesh alliance and thereby do a repeat of what happened in Bihar, where the number of seats that the Congress had went up substantially on account of their alliance with Lalu and Nitish Kumar. They'll be hoping to do a repeat of that in Uttar Pradesh. They'll find it very difficult to retain Uttarakhand. Goa, they're struggling. I'm told the AAP has already stolen the thunder. The fight in Goa, primarily between BJP and AAP. You would know better because of your linkages with Goa. But certainly, Congress, Rahul Gandhi these elections are not a binary between Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi, much as we in the media would like to put it. In Uttar Pradesh, it's Mayawati, Akhilesh versus Narendra Modi. In Uttarakhand, it's Harish Rawat who's fronting the Congress campaign there, and it's Amrinder Show all the way in Goa. So, beg your pardon, in Punjab. So Rahul Gandhi, yes, playing a supporting role, but not entirely to the fore. As far as his role on demonetization is concerned, I don't entirely agree with Manisha ji. I respect her views, but don't entirely agree. He has been fronting the Congress campaign. He's led a high discipline campaign. He's the one on the part of the Congress party who's spoken the most. Of course, Mamta's is much more shrill and a lot more organized.
Right.
But as far as the anti-demonetization move where the center is concerned, Rahul Gandhi very much in the fray.
I want to go to Ramesh Vinayak, who's joining me from, senior journalist joining me from Chandigarh. You know, we were talking about Punjab a little while ago. Yes, the focus will be on UP as the country's most populous state, a state where BJP had a remarkable win in 2014, 73 out of the 80 MPs. But Punjab is equally interesting because you've got the Aam Aadmi Party which has entered the fray. You have 10 years of potential anti-incumbency against the Akalis, and you've got Amrinder perhaps in his last stand. Your sense at the moment, is the prime battle this time between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, or will a divided vote actually help the Akalis?
Well, I would think that this is going to be a three-horse race. Let's not write off Akalis. You know,
yes.
Akalis are very much in the reckoning. And now, you know, Aam Aadmi Party is, you know, has emerged as a serious third player in this election. But I guess that, you know, it will be a kind of three-cornered contest where Aam Aadmi Party would be putting a very serious challenge to both Congress as well as Akali Dal.
You know, the Aam Aadmi Party, Ramesh, about 6 months ago was seen as the clear front runner. Has much changed in Punjab since then, particularly since the Aam Aadmi Party hasn't even declared a chief ministerial candidate? Is that one factor that could go against Arvind Kejriwal in the battle for Punjab? The fact that you have Prakash Singh Badal, Amrinder Singh on the other side, but we don't know who the Aam Aadmi Party's chief ministerial candidate also is.
See, I feel that, you know, this is not going to be an important factor in this election, that who is your chief ministerial candidate. You see, I think Aam Aadmi Party is an idea. It's not about individuals. At the moment, you know, Aam Aadmi Party is tapping into that disenchantment against both traditional parties, which is Congress and Akali Dal, which is why we are seeing, you know, a surge, you know, of Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. And mind you, you know, they are getting a lot of response, especially in Malwa region, you know, where 69 seats out of 117 are up for grabs. And Aam Aadmi Party is basically riding on, you know, this disenchantment against both these, you know, these parties which have ruled the state for much of last 60 years. So I guess that, you know, this chief ministerial phase may not be an important factor, and even Congress hasn't yet made its chief ministerial phase formally, you know, clear. Like, they haven't announced that Amrinder would be their chief ministerial phase. So, you know, I don't think that this will be the prime factor in this election.
You don't think this will be a prime factor in this election, the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party has not announced a chief ministerial candidate, but Punjab will be a state that will be closely looked at. As I said, there's much at stake in this election because you've got as many as 5 states representing the geographical diversity of the country. The big jewel, of course, in the crown for the BJP remains Uttar Pradesh, but they would like to see an ideal situation of winning UP, Uttarakhand and Goa. That would put the Prime Minister in pole position to get re-elected in 2019. And if the Congress loses all 5 states or makes no breakthrough in any of the 5 states, then it will be another warning signal that this is a party which is clearly at the moment in a state of coma. Lots at stake in this election, which is why we are tracking it so closely. Remember Game of Thrones, and a reminder at 8 p.m. tonight, the first of our big pre-poll surveys comes from the state of Uttar Pradesh. 8 p.m. tonight, we will tell you what's likely to happen in the battle for Uttar